Adam, what are you doing in here?
Suppose I could ask you the same thing, Delara.
I'm worried about Vince Black, the head of our organized crime division. I was leaving a message for Director Miller asking if he's heard from him.
Black's still deep undercover inside the Diwali organization, isn't he?
The kind of deep that can be hard to swim back from sometimes, yeah. He's supposed to meet with me once a week so I can bring him back into the shallows, only he never showed for our first meeting.
From what I know of the Diwali, their influence extends outside of the Czech Republic. Maybe he's out of town.
Maybe. Maybe you could find out?
Sure, I think I can do some digging around for you. When was the last time you heard from him?
First and last time was in his office a few days ago. He seemed antsy, kind of nervous that I was there, you know?
Well, then maybe I'll poke around his office a little while I'm here.
Why stop now, right? Well, listen, Adam, Lyon's waiting on my initial batch of reports, and I'm sure Director Miller wouldn't be too pleased to find us standing in his office, so... Unless there's something else, I think this is where I'll check out.
Is there anything in Black's psyche, Val, that leads you to believe he's capable of maybe undermining the task force? Is there a chance he's gone off reservation?
Human beings are predisposed to damaging everything they come into contact with. Of course he's capable. As am I. As are you.
So these evaluations you conduct with him, they're useless in determining a course of action he might take.
I don't have a crystal ball. And Black's last eval predates my arrival here. Nonetheless, it's still helping me understand what he's dealing with on a subconscious level. That he may be in trouble. I wish I had something more concrete for you to go on.
You mentioned Leon is expecting your first batch of reports. You don't answer to Director Miller?
I'm a civilian employee, specializing in habituating deep cover operatives.
You're not an agent. So why did you choose to work with badges?
I started out working for LIM International, helping patients cope with the emotional strain of augmentation. After the incident, I needed to change my focus. Interpol was looking, so I moved my clinic to the public sector.
So you answer directly to Joseph Manderley?
It was Joe's idea to get a psychological clinic up and running inside our field offices. But listen, Adam, I have a small mountain of agent files to process, so if there isn't anything else...
Joe, huh? Sounds like you and Manderley are close.
We're close because I used his first name?
Well, you said you joined TF-29 after the incident. I assume that maybe you and Manderley started together when the task force was launched.
No, I arrived after Joe did. Look, Adam, we should probably get out of here, don't you think?
Yeah, you're probably right. I am curious, though, where Manderley came from exactly. Heard he jumped over quite a few heads to get to the big chair at TF-29. Must have some pretty influential friends pulling strings.
Why the interest in our boss?
I'd just like to know who everyone is.
If Joe had help, I'm sure it was from people who share his vision for what this task force could become. Anyway, listen, I really do think it's best if we get out of Miller's office before he returns, so if you'll excuse me...
Well, you've got to look at the office first. Just in time. I was afraid you were going to miss the briefing. Where were you?
I just got off the phone with my contact in State Police. They've got visual confirmation there are ARC members present in the building.
They'd better not go in without us.
They won't, but we should tell Mac his timetable is fucked.
Access granted.
It's horrifying. They want to feel safe again, and the Human Restoration Act can give them that.
Well, there you have it, folks. It sounds like UN Resolution 3507 may be the solution.
Take a... Hey, Jensen, heard you had a bit of trouble at the petting zoo.
Come again?
The snatch and grab with Rucker. Guess it's no steps forward and 2 steps back for you too, eh? Isn't that how you put it before?
Right. Only I'm not being tied up by red tape like you are. My problem is a little more complicated than that.
I'm just stating the facts as they are, mate. Although, I am a little surprised you managed to cock up such a simple task, what with you being so, well-equipped for the job.
You think because I'm augmented going after Rucker should have been a cakewalk? You know, McCready, the more I talk to you, the less surprised I am by what comes out of your head.
Is that a fact? You think you know me?
I know your type. You're a front towards enemy kind of soldier. Very effective, as long as someone points you in the right direction.
I'll wear that as a compliment, thank you. And fuck you. Now, if you don't mind.
Why do you have such a problem with me, McCready? You don't even know me.
Oh, I think I do. I've worked with your type before. You roll into barracks with your solid-state muscle, think you're more capable than the rest of us slobs.
You afraid of being replaced?
Please, mate. They broke the fucking mold when they made me. Besides, I think it's been proven that there's no substitute for good old-fashioned organic clockworks. So, again, if you don't mind, I have work to do.
So no all can ever live down the incident, is that it?
Is this meant to be an interrogation, Mr. Shit-hot ex-cop? Because you're dancing on my last fucking nerve.
You afraid it's gonna happen again?
Listen, Frankenstein, I lost 3 men. Good men. Because one of you fucking robots had his switch.
I warned you about pushing it, didn't I? Still, that was unprofessional. Look.
We all lost something during the incident, some more than others. But the people responsible are still out there, and they need to answer for what they did. I'm not asking you to be friends, but we can't stop them as enemies.
Mismatched tools, bound by a common goal. Is that it?
Something like that, yeah.
Hell, maybe that is all we need. Suppose we just let time tell.
Right. I'll see you around, McCready.
Sure.
I've managed to track Vince all the way to the repertory cinema yesterday at noon, but the camera doesn't show him going out. There must have been another exit.
Did he meet somebody there?
How should I know? Dozens of people walked in during the next hour, but I didn't recognize any of them.
It's been too long, even for Black.
Never
I'll hear from him by tomorrow. I'm going to Miller. The Diwali are in the middle of something big, and we need to know what it is.
We have another one.
I was called directly above the Palisade Bank last week. You should see the security system.
I used to work in a book. It's like that. There's cybersecurity of 7.
I guess that's what makes them so hard to break into.
Collectively declassified corporate documents, causing several Fortune 500 companies to go bankrupt. Between you and me, folks, the Collective is one of the most dangerous criminal organizations in the world, despite whatever praise
Access granted.
Delara, I'm in Vince's office. I think I have a lead. An appointment Vince made with an informant.
That sounds promising, Adam. You willing to follow up?
Only way to find out what happened to him.
If something happened to him. Let's not assume the worst just yet.
When tiny interruption and you're
It's
fucked.
whoever we're not thinking of.
Rucker's death has got everything on the web jumping.
That's gotta raise it.
I don't know. We could put the name of every
Dr.
organization
Talos
on the board
Rucker,
and throw
former
darts
medical
at it.
doctor and
Ask
former
him
leader of the
yourself.
Augmented Rights Coalition, now deceased. You know the rest. Everything we
It's
know
all
about
about
this guy
keeping
can
your
fit on one
concentration.
yellow sticky note. We know his name, Victor
Why aren't
Marchenko,
we-
if that's his real name, and nothing else. I mean, we
Never
can't find a
mind.
trace of him anywhere.
Could be anyone.
All we can
really.
do is speculate until someone steps up.
Steady, steady, come on!
Well, we've got to look at the obvious first.
Art doesn't
right?
make sense because of, you know,
I don't know.
the
I
obvious.
got a bad feeling about this.
That's pretty messed up.
Could be anyone, really.
The editor of Samizdat is a man known only as
Remember the days
Kane.
when people would
He works
claim
out of an underground
responsibility for the
newsroom
horrible
somewhere in
shit they
Prague, which
did?
is the principal hub for an extensive network of secret sources
Ask
and
him
rogue
yourself.
journalists working all across Europe.
I don't know. We could put the name of every organization on a board and throw darts at it.
Access granted.
Right there. The most obvious thing in the world.
It's whoever we're not thinking of.
They lost him.
It's all about keeping your concentration.
Could be anyone, really.
Thanks for taking care of those conspiracy nuts, Jensen. Man, the thought of someone knowing where we are, I mean, I'm supposed to be digging into this Janus hacking collective, but I can't do that if I keep looking over my shoulder, waiting for the next bomb to go off.
Any progress on Janus?
Why? What have you heard?
Don't get jumpy. Just curious.
Janus has officially hacked into my sleep. I wake up trying to figure out who's tracking who. Sometimes I think I'm this close, and then nothing. But I am starting to learn one thing.
And what's that?
The less I talk about how it's going, the better it seems to be going.
How did you get started here exactly?
Miller came to me in prison. Helping him set up a cybercrimes unit was my way out.
That's a pretty good deal.
Sure, if you're looking to exchange one set of impenetrable walls for another. At least in prison, I didn't owe anyone anything. Here, man, I don't know. They do a good job of reminding me that I have a lot to be grateful for.
You saying they hired you because they knew you wouldn't ask questions?
No, no. Maybe. Look, I do ask questions. A lot of questions. Just not always out loud.
You were brought in specifically to track down Janus. You ever worked with them in the past?
I'm not one for collective ideals. Chang looks out for Chang. Sometimes our routes ran parallel, ships in the night kind of deal.
Is the collective as big a threat as people say?
People like to romanticize these kinds of hacktivist organizations.
But you don't see it that way.
They're anonymous, powerful, and convinced they have a stranglehold on what's right and wrong. In my opinion, that makes them very dangerous.
Get some sleep, Chang. You sound like you can use it.
In pursuit. Let's go. Losing it. Yeah. Be careful.
I don't think those people are
Art doesn't make sense because of,
Ask
you
him
know,
yourself.
the obvious.
That's gotta raise it.
How am I supposed to get anything done?
I don't want any trouble.
Jakmile Praha aktualizuje své regulace augmentací.
everyone is mad. What was that?
I just don't say. Just looking out.
Another damn clank.
Radši bih rozdávala lístky za špatným parkováním.
50!
Jesus, when did everything get so expensive?
I know, right?
Did you buy it?
Of course not. I do not have that kind of money.
Comes some powerlessness like this.
Enix shop won't be open for a while. That shop is closed.
I can see that. What happened?
You must have upset someone. Ogs, Diwali, who knows? But buildings don't just spontaneously erupt into flames. There's always a reason.
I'm looking for Nomad Stanek.
Sure you are. So, is this official? I knew the old man's past would finally catch up with you. Who you with? Local? National?
I can't tell you that. If I did...
You'd have to kill me, right? I knew it! The old bastard really stepped in it this time. Anyway, you won't find him in that ruin. He must have fallen behind on his payments.
Did you see what happened to the shop?
I see everything.
And what happened?
This little accident is clearly a message to Nomad. When you borrow money, pay it back.
Was he having money problems?
If you're borrowing money from the Diwali, you have money problems.
You said something about his past finally catching up with him?
Playing dumb, hmm? As if you don't already know all of this. The demonstrations, the sabotage, they used to call it activism. Now they call it terrorism.
What was he protesting?
Everything. Anti-globalization, the oil industry, boycotts, sit-ins. A real agitator.
Any idea where I can find him?
Oh, well. Prague's a big city. Might be anywhere. Guy could spend days searching if he didn't have a solid lead.
Yeah, I see where this is going.
Listen, I'm providing a service here. It's only right I get compensated. You know what I mean?
Have a few drinks on me.
You, sir, are a scholar and a gentleman. A true prince among men.
Just tell me where Stanek is before I get bored with the flattery.
He's supposed to be meeting his daughter in a small bar in the red light district. Across the street from the Red Queen.
Smiley, Stanek's shop was torched.
Dead end?
No. I spoke to a local who says that Stanek went to a bar in the red light district, across from the Red Queen. I'm heading there now.
We have a couple of agents in that district watching the Diwali now. I'll send them over.
Copy that.
If I had a home to... I'll be hiding there right now.
Why aren't the police doing that?
Lepší je držet se od zalidněných oblastí.
So much. I cannot stop.
Can't defend against that kind of team.
The police! We should fight back!
Pick!
I'm cooperating! You're nothing but bullies! We are still human beings! What is this all about?
Get off me! You bastard! Leave me
What
alone! You have no right to
I
touch
don't
me.
believe this! Enough already!
Stop! Step back!
Sorry, take it easy.
Off me! Pick!
But look, this is ridiculous! How much longer are we going to...
Dispatch!
Nemůžu se dočkat.
What are you doing here? Go find some expensive cars. Give them all parking tickets. Can't stand against that kind of thing. Whatever. Just make it through this shift.
Well, well.
Come on, I'm holding. I'm holding.
Here we are at last. Red Queen. I can't believe I've been working in this city for 2 years, and I've never been here.
Well, it has a bit of a reputation. Private booths, rooms you can occupy by the hour. You get the idea.
Whatever. All I care about is having fun conversation over a couple of drinks. It's been a long day.
Okay then, let's head up to the terrace on the 3rd floor. I hear the view is great.
You boys bore me. You like what you think? Just imagine what you would see if I didn't, huh?
But I really am paying my way through university.
I only have one sticker. No pictures.
Welcome to the Red Queen. You must have quite a pair on you, mister. I'll give you that.
I thought the red light district was more liberal when it came to Wogs.
No, nothing like that. Your money's as good as anyone else's, except... we haven't had too many augmented in here lately.
You worried I'll put the other customers off their entertainment?
In the Red Queen, you're more likely to get some offers, handsome. So, what'll it be?
All the trouble lately can't be good for business.
You kidding? We deal in sex and alcohol. Times get tough, demand goes up, not down. People are looking to escape, you know? Play out some fantasies, have fun.
And a little thing like the possibility of another bombing isn't enough to keep them at home.
Well, we don't have to worry about that anymore. Don't know if you heard, but they got the bastard who was behind the Ruzika expulsion.
What do you mean?
Rucker, the leader of ARC. I guess the cops smoked him out of his home. Nu said he's dead and ARC was basically dismantled. Terrorists gone. Poof, like that. So we got nothing to worry about, right?
Yeah, right. Red light district always this busy?
Only at night. Locked up tight during the day. That's when the rest of the old district gets its share of the tourist credits.
Pigeons of a different feather.
You could say that. A little less adventurous. You know, museum goers, souvenir buyers, walk around with cameras glued to their faces. Not that there's anything wrong with that. You live in a city long enough, you take things for granted. Ignore all the sights and sounds around you that make it special.
Yeah, I know the feeling. You only miss that stuff when you've left. The Queen's got a pretty liberal management policy. A lot of places in this city wouldn't even let me in the door.
The whole red light district is like that. Mostly. Besides, some of our most popular employees are augmented. Be kind of hypocritical to turn them away as customers.
Smart business practice.
Oh yeah. The owners here are real smart businessmen. Part of the reason the Red Queen is the most popular club in the district.
Sounds like a nice little family-run operation.
Look, I don't want to get into trouble. And I don't want to lose this job.
Don't worry. Just getting the lay of the land. Actually, I think I'm gonna pass.
If you change your mind, I'll be right here.